All right, let's just throw out everything you think you know about men's skincare, because today we're diving into something completely different. It's a whole new philosophy, really. We're talking about a recovery system that's not built for beauty in the typical sense. Nope. This is built for the biology of high stress and, the reality of a demanding modern lifestyle.
And right away, you can just feel the shift in tone, can't you? This has nothing to do with looking good in that conventional way. It's all about performance, about being ready. The core message here is challenging us to think beyond just aesthetics and to focus on functioning at our absolute peak.
So, what's the actual problem this thing is designed to solve? Well, it's something you've probably seen staring back at you in the mirror. It's the post-stress face. You know, that visible toll that a huge project, a long flight, or a brutal workout takes on how you look.
Okay, so this is where we get into the actual science of it. And look, this isn't just some clever marketing speak. There are real biological differences at play here. Men's skin, for one, has a denser dermis and higher sebaceous gland activity, meaning it's oilier. It's also more prone to microinflammation. And then you've got the regular microtrauma from shaving, day in, day out. On top of that, pile on the high load from stress, sports, flights, and alcohol, and the final piece of the puzzle, most guys have pretty much zero tolerance for a multi-step routine.
And this just perfectly captures the core conflict, doesn't it? You've got skin that is visibly overloaded, but the person it belongs to has absolutely no patience for some complex 10-step cosmetic ritual. And that's the gap that this whole concept is designed to fill.
So, how do you bridge that gap? Well, the solution here is to completely reframe the idea. We're being asked to stop thinking of this as skincare and start seeing it as a specific tool for a specific job. And to really hammer home this tool concept, they basically created a whole new product class. Now, it is a mouthful, Male Post-Stress Dermal Recovery Concentrate. But that name isn't just jargon. It's a strategic move to position this as a serious, scientific system for recovery, totally separate from your everyday moisturizer.
This comparison just makes the difference crystal clear. Over on the left, you got the traditional cosmetic world, complicated daily routines focused on anti-aging. But on the right, you have the tool philosophy. It's a single step, used only when you need it, for one specific purpose, to hit the reset button after stress. The goal isn't to look beautiful, it's to get your face back to a functional, working state.
And this really drives that whole tool analogy home. Think about it. You don't use a wrench every day just because you own one, right? You use it when a specific task demands it. The exact same logic applies here. After sports, after a few drinks, after a long flight, when you haven't slept enough, after shaving, or just during those super high-stress periods, that's when you reach for this tool.
Okay, so we get the philosophy. It's a tool, not a ritual. But how does this tool actually work? Let's dive into the science behind this whole reset mechanism.
This quote really gets right to the heart of it. The principle here is not to stimulate the skin or mask problems with cosmetic stuff. It's about removing the consequences of overload so the skin can do what it's naturally designed to do, which is recover all by itself. The first level of action is what you notice almost right away. It goes after the redness and the blotchiness, the classic signs of stress. The source material uses this great phrase for it. It visibly collects the face, bringing back a sense of calm in just 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, next up, level 2 is absolutely crucial for male skin. This is all about restoring the skin's natural protective barrier. That barrier often gets compromised by shaving and all sorts of other external factors. This is what gets rid of that tight, uncomfortable feeling because it stops moisture from escaping.
Level 3. This is where things get really sophisticated. So things like stress and alcohol can totally disrupt your skin's microbiome. That's the whole delicate ecosystem of good and bad bacteria living on the surface. Instead of just nuking everything with harsh antiseptics, this works in a much smarter way to bring the skin's natural balance back.
And finally, level 4 is all about the result and the feel. There's no artificial silicone film, no greasy shine, and absolutely none of that feeling like you've got something heavy sitting on your face. The end state is just skin that looks calm, dense, and taken care of, but not cosmetic.
So what's actually powering these 4 levels of action? Let's take a look at the proof, at what's being called the male standard formula.
What really stands out here is the transparency. This isn't some miracle blend. It's a straightforward list of targeted ingredients for specific jobs. You've got colloidal silver for that low-grade inflammation, niacinamide to handle redness, and panthenol to speed up recovery. It's a formula built on purpose, not just on marketing hype and a bunch of fillers. And you know, what's not in the bottle is just as important as what is. No alcohol, no fragrances, no menthol, no silicones. These are all common irritants or cosmetic agents that just don't fit with the whole philosophy of a true physiological reset. It's really about taking away the negatives, not just adding positives.
So after all the science and all the philosophy, what's the ultimate payoff for the person using it? Well, it all comes back to that simple, efficient return to a working state.
And this just brilliantly shows how it fits into a real-world routine. Or maybe how it doesn't require one at all. We're talking 3 to 5 drops. One simple step. The whole thing takes less than 30 seconds. This is efficiency by design, built for a lifestyle where time is the one resource you just can't get back.
We're going to end on this quote because it just perfectly wraps up the entire concept. This is not being sold as a cosmetic enhancement. It's being positioned as a tool for physiological maintenance, a way to manage the visible impact of a high-stress life. Which really leaves us with a final question. In a world that's constantly overloading us, are we even thinking about recovery in the right way? Maybe it's time to look beyond generic cosmetic rituals and start thinking about targeted physiological tools that are designed for a true reset. What do you think?